And I would visit other people's farms, and I noticed when I went to other farms that people were doing this. People were labeling different areas on their map. So this is definitely something that I saw a lot in the first game. So when the second game came around, I definitely wanted to try doing it. And I did do it on the first game as well. So you could see at the bottom of the map where I wrote events, kind of next to 5, and crops. And I'll probably expand the event rectangle, make it bigger, that whole rectangular area, because if it's anything like the last game, we need pretty big areas to use for the events. So I just went ahead and labeled it, and some people are into labeling, some people don't like doing this. I mean, there's so many different styles, but for those of you who just want to be able to write something and maybe even the word events, the trickiest letter was the B, and that's just how I ended up doing it. But you know, you can play around with it and you might find a different way of doing it. So this is just me showing what I did. So I'm going to go ahead and show you each of the letters, and I'll just start real quick by taking it all back because it's all one diamond. So I'm going to get my whole resource back. So you're just using the pathing that only costs 1 diamond. Really can't go wrong, because if you mess up, you can reclaim it. Worst case scenario, you decide you don't need to do it. So it's kind of like, I don't know, stress free. You don't have to stress about it. So I just kind of play around with capital E, and I just basically make it big enough to where with that center center one there, and get a little bit shorter than the ones on the outside. So that was the capital E. And of course you can use any of the pathing you want to. You can use flower beds. I've done some writing with flower beds. I don't think I did it on this map. Oh yeah, I did. Over on the side, over on by 1, where if you look to the side, kind of, I had to write it vertically, but it says hatchery, and I did use flower beds for that, so I'll show you that in a minute. But yeah, just play around with it. You might find a way that you like it even better. So take this off, cycle it. Basically this. So you're gonna put your spacer in between the bottom section. So I'm grabbing again the one diamond cost. Can make it skinny. I actually made this one taller. So you can make this one taller. I did a little bit different. If you do it like this, you need to have another separator right here. So you can make it a taller one. I didn't mean to make it taller, but we can take a look and see what that looks like on the map. If I'm in the way. Yeah, so it's, if you want to make them like all taller like that, but actually didn't mean to like that, so I'm gonna put it back because I kind of like it shorter. Goes like this. Take this one out, and I put one right there. Yeah. So it goes here, down, down, and side, down, cross, back up. Like that. So it's 1, 2, 3 down, 1 to the left, and down again. up, left, and then back up. But if you don't have this spacer here, this is like, it's gonna join right there. You're basically making like a U, and then you're putting 2 at the bottom and then connect. If you just put the spacer right like that, then it kind of looks more like a V. All right, let's see what that looks like. And that one's still a little bit tall. So I think I don't think I had this extra top here. I'll take it off. Oh, I think that's what I did. So it should look like that. Yeah, so that's how I did the V. And, you know, I still have to play around with it because I'm still kind of like, okay, what did I do? And a lot of times I'll take a picture of it after I do it so that I can remember what it's going to look like. Okay, we'll move on to the E. Okay, so in case you're wondering why I chose the word events, if you haven't ever played Farm Together, the first game, you might be wondering that. So in the first game, events were different special times that they would put an item in the game that you would harvest and you would collect from it. And usually it was diamonds you would collect, if I'm remembering correctly. But anyway, whatever you collected from it would help you unlock different prizes, different rewards. And it was really fun whenever they did an event. A lot of times they would time it around holidays and just different things in life. So that was really something to look forward to because you would get the most unique things from the events. And I'll show you how I did an E here. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick it up and then I'll put it back. All right, so for the E, let me just I'm going to get rid of the separators too. All right. So, I mean, you could do this a couple different ways. You know, if you want the capital E, I already did that one at the beginning of the word, but this is going to be a lowercase e. I'm trying to keep all the lowercase letters about the same as far as their height. So you're going to start by kind of making like a C here, and then we're going to connect here. And let's go ahead and put a separator down here. And then we're going to need one here too. Yeah, so it's going to be like that. And then you're going to put a separator right here and make that E look more like an E. Let's see what that looks like. So that's the small E. The N was pretty easy. It's basically just an upside down U that I did. Probably don't really need to see that one. You could put a top on it. I'll show you what that looks like if you do. But it kind of looks, I don't know, it's a little too tall a little bit, but you know, you might like how that looks. Trying to move out of the way so you can see the map. It was a little tall for me, so I kind of decided that I didn't want that there. You're going to go ahead and put the separators on the edge all the way across the side, on the right side, and then one on the top there. And then you can do your T is just going to be 3 across here, 1 up on the top in the middle, and then all the way down. That one again. So just 3. And I actually put separators on the other side too because you're going to be making an S. So 3 and then 1 on the top. So there's actually 4, 5, and then 1 on each side here. Okay. That's the T. And then for the S is a little tricky. When I first made the S, oh my gosh, I didn't know. Like, it really stumped me. But I'll take all this off so that we can try it. Hopefully I won't get too stumped up. But you're basically gonna make a square here with the one in the middle, and then you have to place the separators. But I'm gonna go ahead and just recycle it all, and we'll try it. I was live streaming when I first did this. I think I was doing an R because I was trying to write the word crops, and the R was really new. Not the lowercase r, but I was trying to do an uppercase R, and it was kind of tricky. Okay, so we're gonna go all the way around. And then in the middle. And then we're gonna place the separator. One here, and then one in the middle, one on the other side there. So that's how we do our S. So that's how I have the word events. The word crops is over here. I might change this up. Once I have more space and I take this wall down, I might put it all down below and write events and quests, or events or quests. I might do that. But anyway, in case you want to write crops, the C is pretty easy. You just go around and make it as big as you want. You can make a smaller C too. Like you could bring these down like so. Do this. And you could take this off. You could do a separator here. So you could make it like a shorter C as well. I had like a capital. This one you have to tilt your head sideways to see it, but it's down below 5. And I had to decide, do I want this little top part sticking up or not? I kind of liked it on the R. I like it better the way it looks on the map than I like it the way it looks when you're just looking down on it. I wish it wasn't quite so tall, but you know, it is what it is. The O was easy, I just went straight around. You can actually play around with the O too. You can make thinner letters. Like you could do this. You could do like a skinny O. Just put like a separator like there. And you can try to make all the letters real thin, kind of like try to make all the letters more narrow like that. You can see on the map that it's like a more narrow O. So, I mean, you can just play around with different things. The P is pretty simple. It's just basically the O and then you make it longer. I'll show you the area where I used flower beds by my hatchery, which I'm still working on the hatchery. All right, so I thought I would try writing with the flower beds just to see what that would look like. I think it's fun to try writing with different things to see. You don't know until you try, right? So I wrote hatchery with alternating the letters with different flowers. I did like the blue daisies and the white daisies alternating. And I was trying to do all caps, but when it came to the E, because to do a capital E, I needed it to be taller, but I wanted to keep all the letters the same height, so I ended up doing a lowercase. But I think it still looks cute. So this is what it looks like on the map. It is sideways. You do have to look sideways at it. But once I open my map up, you can always move things around and redo things. It's just right now I only have so much space, so some of my words are written sideways. But once I open up and have more room, I'll probably move those and make them be easier to read by just, making them go horizontal across the map instead of vertically. But you can see hatchery right next to the fish area. And that's what it looked like with the flower beds. Yeah, so anyway, that's how I'm playing around with writing on my map. And, you know, like I said, I'm not an expert. There's probably people out there that are going to be showing us amazing pixel art. I can't wait to see what you guys do. I love this game. I know there's a lot of people out there that just love it. So my little writing that I'm doing right here is just very basic and just an idea to throw out at you in case you are wanting to write on your map and you're not sure how to do it. That's what I'm doing, just kind of playing around with it until it looks the way I want it to look. And thanks so much for tuning in and watching and for letting us know what your thoughts are if you've got other ideas. And if you'd like to come pop over, if you ever see my island, it's the Rainbow Bridge. And I'm Rainy, and you're welcome to come sign my guest book. I would love to have you visit, and I will also visit your farm. So just so you know, you're welcome to come over and buzz around on the farm and harvest. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.